Well, all right, y'all. Welcome back. So, I should probably lock the door on this thing. I am still out here kind of in the central Nebraska area, and I am at Fort Hartsuff. And you can see there's multiple buildings out here. There's a little visitor center right here we'll check out. But I'm not exactly sure what this place is all about. Obviously, it was some sort of military fort at some time. There's a little marker here, I guess I can read that. So it says Fort Hartsuff State Historical Park is comprised of a portion of the original 1,280 acre military reservation. The 9 original permanent buildings on the park grounds are constructed of grout, a mixture of gravel, lime, and cement, similar to concrete. Some former temporary structures and other features, such as the original fort cemetery, are on private property. Oh, so there's a cemetery out here. Active between 1874 and 1881, during the height of Indian warfare on the plains, the fort provided protection for both settlers and friendly Indians. At the fort, a social center for the surrounding area, settlers found employment and a market for their farm produce. Abandoned in 1881, the buildings were purchased by the Union Pacific Railroad, whose intention to establish an immigrant center here was never realized. Oh, wow. In 1897, the site was purchased by local investors. It became a farm headquarters until donated to the state of Nebraska in 1961 by Glenn and Lillian Abel of Ord. The Nebraska Game and Parks Commission is responsible for the restoration and maintenance of the park as part of the statewide historical park system. The park and surrounding district was named to the National Register of Historic Places in 1978. So it looks like the buildings are open. We should be able to wander around, but check out the office first. Oh, looks like you got to pay to get in anyways. All right, there was a little video that she played for me. All the buildings are open. We'll take a wander around and see what's going on. So one thing that they showed in the video was that when the state received the property, a lot of the buildings were kind of run down pretty bad, and so they did a whole lot of restoration. There were still remnants of all of the buildings standing, but a lot of them kind of had to be rebuilt. And I think this little map should tell us what's going on out here. I think I was saying it wrong. It's Fort Hartsuff. There's no stuff. There's no T in the end of it, but yeah. The Enlisted Men's Barracks. Oh, it's cool how they've got it all actually set up in here. Wow. I believe those are like original pieces of the bunks that were here. Big old wood stove. Everybody's foot lockers. There's a wood stove on either end. Yeah, that's neat. Just boards on the bottom of the beds. I wonder if they were springs at one point, but looks like maybe the mess hall over here. Yeah, probably. Oh yeah. And then kitchen at the end. Look at that big old turkey on the wall. Gobble gobble. It's huge. And the kitchen. And a couple more bunks in here. I don't know if this would have been, it might have been the kitchen for everyone. Look at that. It's like an actual army stove. It says Army Range on there. Bunch of old cast iron. Ah, that's cool. It's really thin. This definitely looks like it's still usable though. Wonder if they use it. Certain times of year they do reenactments and stuff out here. So they might actually fire that thing up and cook something, I don't know. Some things, stuffing things. Was there something else outside? Wash house? Yeah. So there's the barracks, mess hall, kitchen, and then there's the original like bathrooms out back here. Oh, washroom and barbershop. I assume there would be bathrooms in here, but I guess just to wash your hands before you eat. I don't know. I think at the front of this building there is some officers' quarters. Check that out. First sergeant's quarters. Just had himself a little private room. His own wood stove. I bet that would have kept it nice and toasty in here. Kind of surprised that there's like no door. I mean, it is covered, but like there isn't a door directly into the barracks or whatever, but what do I know? And then look at that. It's a rattlesnake skin. There's the rattle. Looks like an original picture from out here. Kind of a glare on it. A spittoon. All right. Now where to? 3. Oh, the officers' quarters is the officers' quarters is the next building over. So this is the officer quarters building. Massive trees. It's hard to tell on the camera how big that actually is, but here we go. This is cool. Oh, and like some of it's original glass. You can tell how wavy it is. It looks like, I don't know, is that leaded glass? Lieutenant Stivers and Lieutenant Caprone. This is nice. Your own fireplace. Wow. Fancy piano. Each room has a different stove in it. I guess, you know, there was no central heating back then. And you got the kitchen, you can't go into the kitchen, but another wood stove, and it says Army on the front of it right there. Like a living room area. There would have been another stove right here at one point because that's where it would have gone out. Abe Lincoln. And then there's another fireplace there. This little sign here, it says, the 2 fireplaces in the front parlors were functional as well as decorative. They were well constructed when the officers' quarters were built in 1875. After the fort was decommissioned by the military and sold, this building was used for many decades as a farmhouse. By the mid-1900s, by the mid-1900s, many of the fort's buildings began to fall into disrepair. Vandals removed some of the wood parts from this fireplace over the years. During the fort's restoration, these pieces were replaced as accurately as possible. The fireplace in the other parlor is original and required virtually no restoration. So they had to do some, I don't know, you could probably tell they had to do some woodwork on this guy. And yeah, I think we can go upstairs, yeah. Just a bunch of little bedrooms. Got some of the rooms kind of closed off, but like an original, that looks like a real, like, probably buffalo rug. The owl right there. There's a squirrel right there. Yeah, you guys probably can't see it very well. And a little stove. Would have been a stove in here too. Would have gone out right there. Looks like an office, basically. And then the cook's quarters back here. Little sitting room. And the servants' quarters. Big old stove. Yeah, and there's another chimney outlet. Yeah, this is neat. Oh, there's two more rooms over here. Oh yeah, because they built it as like a duplex style. So you can see there's this staircase here, and then on the opposite side of the house, you saw there was two front doors. There's another staircase here. This is the nursery. See all the kids in here. Kids' beds. An old buggy. This must be the master bedroom. Oh, look at like the old floor sweeper. Tiny little closet. Beds are cool. Like, I love the old woodwork of this stuff. Yeah, married officers' quarters. All right. Oh, and then there's another, the next building over is the commanding officer quarters. So they had a lot of officer quarters here. You can tell that people were a little bit shorter back in the day, because like the railing, if I'm standing here, like I kind of have to bend over just to grab the railing. People were a little bit shorter. If you go into these old places, when you can kind of see here, like the doorknobs are even low down. The doors are narrower. But yeah, this is a cool place. Nice big covered porch. All right, commanding officer's quarters over yonder. And I'm the only person here, of course. Looks like there's a house where people do live on site, potentially. There's a state truck over there, and then there was just the lady in the office. But other than that, got this place all to myself. Oh, this one's closed. Bummer. That looks like a really cool building also. Can't go in there. So that's the commanding officer's quarters. And then the next building down here is the hospital. Yeah. Bummer we can't get in there. The hospital. Apothecary scales. Imagine getting worked on with that stuff. Oof. Little bone saw. Yeah. More stuff over there. We've got pictures of Abraham Lincoln all over. Oh, cool. There's another stove right here, and look at all these old medicines. Bunch of just weird medicines. Oxychloride bismuth. Brown mixture without opium. Diarrhea cure for dogs and cats. Got a sedative over here. Doesn't say what's in it. Migraine tablets. Laxatives, suppositories. Something with arsenic in it. Another sedative. Wonder how many of these have cocaine in them. There's a bunch of different stuff, man. That's cool. Sodium bicarbonate. Ovarian residue powder. It's weird stuff, man. Definitely a lot of pills that I've never heard of. It's the medicine storeroom. Some old maps. And then this is the dispensary, is what they're calling it. And oh, that's the dispensary, I guess. And then this is the hospital ward. So you were just in the middle of this place with everybody else. There's your entertainment, the fire. Another picture of Lincoln. Old bathtub. And there's like a kitchen back here. I wonder if I can open that door. The steward's room. I don't know if you can go in here. No. So, yeah, there's a dining room and a kitchen back there, I guess. I can't see. Oh yeah, the building does go way back there though. Bummer that that's closed. I mean, there's more open than I expected anyways though. Okay. So that house over here, that is a, what does it say on here? That's the park superintendent's house right there, if you can see it. So he lives on the property, the park superintendent does. So that was 5, the hospital. Number 6, this building over here, quartermaster storehouse and commissary. So they stored some of the stuff at. Wonder if those are original bricks from this place. Oh, this is neat. Copies of payroll rosters. Old carts. Another big stove. Military cordwood stove. Called that because it would accept 4-foot firewood. Used at Fort Hartsuff and Fort Niobrara. The original door is missing. Oh, here's the commissary sales room. Look at all the lanterns. Oh, it's all lanterns. Like, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a bunch right there. Wind's whipping through here. Massive table. I wonder if it's two pushed together. I don't know. That thing is like 6 foot wide. Oh, there's a root cellar under here. You can't open it up though. But I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. I can see it. There we go. They've just got a piece of plexiglass over it, but that's cool. Bunch of old tools and implements and whatnot. And then a bunch of carriages. Some big like fiberglass horses. Should put googly eyes on them. That'd be kind of funny. Yeah. They're neat. Okay, what else? Building number 7, which is the next one over, is the laundress quarters and bakery. So as far as like the bakery, each soldier, I believe, got 1 pound of bread every day. That was like in their contract or whatever. Oh, it looks like there's a historical marker over there. I think that's like a little jail or something along those lines. We'll have to look at this thing. Oh, blacksmith maybe? Commissary sergeant. Can we go in here? Laundress quarters. Closed. Oh, there's one door open. Couple doors open. Baker's quarters. So I don't think they actually did the baking in here. Maybe, yeah. Got a stove here, but yeah, they have the bake oven inside this building. This oven can bake up to 32 loaves of bread at a time. Yeah, each soldier in the garrison was entitled to 1 pound of bread per day. Baking took place twice per day, 365 days a year. Bread in excess of the soldiers' daily rations would be sold to officers' families, laundresses, and civilian employees. The cash income was used to provide educational and recreational material for the soldiers. So I don't know if they built the fire underneath of there and then they just shoved the bread in. It's a pretty deep stove. It's cool that this is still here. Yeah, so you can see how big it is. They just made all the bread in here. Oh, look at all the old bread pans. Oh, they're all like stuck together. So you'd pull them out and there'd be like 3 of them. It looks like three per thing. So he just lived in this room and baked bread. Big old pot there. There, if you want to, I don't know if you guys would be able to pause that and read that, but that's the recipe. Looks like the other room is open, the laundress quarters. Couple of beds in here. Just gorgeous stoves, man. I don't know if they did all the laundry like right here. Maybe out back. Oh yeah, there's like a washing machine there, a water spigot. Looks like a scale maybe. Fire pit. Yeah, this must be what they use to wash the clothes. You know, none of these other rooms you can go in, but they had plexiglass on the front. So you should be able to look in at least and see what they are. The way they have all these like doors and everything across from each other, the wind blows through nicely. So that one's closed. These are all laundress quarters rooms. And then this one looks to be basically the same. Yeah. Commissary sergeant. They've got this one closed off too. That's a bigger room. Hard to see. Oh, there you go. And that goes back into another room in the back there. Alright, I think we need to walk through here because there's stuff out back there. 7A. I go through this? Yeah. So this is a wagon scale. So as wagons were brought in and out, you would drive it over here and it was actually like a scale. You could weigh the wagons, see what was on them. In fact, this is still here is wild. Let's see. There was a blacksmith shop here that's no longer standing. And then, oh, that's just a bathroom. I thought that was like supposed to be a little jail area or something. And then there's another building right here. Oh, that's the blacksmith shop. Well, we're definitely gonna read this. The North Loop Valley provided a route for the Sioux raids upon the Pawnee. In 1872, white settlers moved into the valley. Sioux depredations at Sioux Creek in October of 1873 and at Petal Creek in January of 1874 prompted the settlers to request military protection. The fort, originally designated as a post on the North Fork of the Loup River, was established on September 5th, 1874. On December 9th, 1874, the post was renamed in honor of Major General George L. Hartsuff. Fort Hartsuff became the center of the social life of the valley, and through disbursement of supplies helped to offset the effects of the drought and grasshopper invasions of the early 1870s. The fort's major military engagement came at the Battle of the Blowout in April of 1876. The action resulted in the death of the First Sergeant Doherty when troops commanded by Lieutenant Hale routed a band of hostile Sioux. By 1881, the railroad was extended into the valley, and an orderly civilian government had been established and the threat of hostiles was ended. Fort Hartsuff was abandoned on May 1st, 1881. Today it is a state historical park. See if we can get in the blacksmith shop. Yeah, a bunch of wasps in here. Old school drill press. Bunch of old wrenches up there. Old anvil, and then there you had where you would heat up the metal and pound it out, if you guys can see that. On the anvil, old vise. The bellows right there. And then this last large building over here is the quartermaster stable. Oh, there's a bunch more stuff out back here. So the stables, we've got another cart right there. I think we can go in these. I don't know if the guy's in there or not. And they've got a butterfly garden back there. Yeah, it looks like the door's open. It's dark in here. Bunch of old saddles. Saddler's room. We've got plexiglass up on that window. The stable was restored during 1976 to 1978. Stalls for 40 animals. It's 100 feet by 30 feet. So the other half of the building, I guess, has a modern shop that they use to maintain the actual building out here now. But you got all these stables, tiny little windows. Fire hose equipment. Yeah, so the other half of the building you can't get inside of. But originally that would have all been stables, but they, instead of building another shop building here, they've got that one set up. They've got this set up so that they can maintain the property. All right, there's one more building over here, which is the guardhouse, kind of out front. Big flagpole, that's like 75 foot tall at least. We just came from over there. So there's the blacksmith and the laundress, and in the back you can see the stables and whatnot. There's the other buildings like the quarters, and then the soldiers' barracks. And then out here in the front you've got the, oh cool, it's the guardhouse. Look at that. People have scratched their names into here. I bet some of this is definitely original. Mike. Be interesting to see if there was dates, but these look like gun slit windows, and then the rest of these actually have bars on them. Ordnance storeroom. It's kind of a big general room here. Old rifles. The 45-70 Springfield rifle was the standard infantry weapon from 1873 to 1892. And here's the prison room. They won't let you go in there. Can't even really see anything in there. Do not speak to the prisoners. This isn't going to be bright enough for you guys to see anything. Huh. They got a couple actual like gun safes in there. Probably for reenactment stuff. You can see those there. Other than that, it's pretty much just an empty room. Civilian guns and ammunition. And then there's a map of the state. There I am right there. Basically kind of, not quite in the middle of the state. And then they've got some other forts. Fort Kearny, Post South Loop, there's Pawnee Reserve, Fort McPherson, our national forests, right there and there. I think that's Fort Niobrara up there probably. Yeah, those are gun slit windows because you see how it's angled on each side, so you could like stick a gun out there and be able to angle it either direction and take a shot. What is this? Doesn't say. Almost look like, oh, like, I don't know if these are also supposed to be jail cells. There's a ball and chain right there. They might have just like shoved people in these boxes, man. Looks like a pair of handcuffs hanging there. Imagine being shoved in that little box. That's got to be what it is. That's wild. Doesn't look like any fun. Oh yeah, it says right here, the cells are intended for the benefit of disorderly drunkards. The following instructions relating to them are hereby published and will be strictly attended to. No prisoner will be permitted to leave his cell during the time designated for his confinement, except in case of sickness or the purpose of removing his pail. No blankets will be permitted in the cell during warm weather. Prisoners will be searched. Prisoners in cells are not to be spoken to except when duty rendered. They'll get their ration of food, etc. Yeah, those are little cells. That's wild, dude. You can't even stand up. You couldn't lay down. You couldn't stand up. So you'd basically be like kind of sitting up in there the whole time. That sounds rough. And then general prison room. Civilian prisoners or deserters from other posts who are being detained at Fort Hartsuff would have occupied this room. I don't know if they've got any, they don't have any cells or anything in here. This is all like nice wood in here. Some more guns. Winchester model 1873, 32 caliber. guys, it for the fort. It's a cool spot. Yeah, there's a bunch of like carvings in this. Not seeing any dates though. But you can see it's on like the original brick, and then they kind of plastered over this area. Kind of want to see if I can. I'd really like to see a date on something. I don't see any. Not much on this side. But you gotta wonder, like, when this place was kind of privately owned by those farmers or whatever, what happened at those times. Yeah, I don't see any dates. Be really interesting to see a date. Huh. All right, well, guess get headed back to the old van. Gotta figure out a spot to go for the evening. I don't really know where I'm gonna go yet. It's a dang old good looking van though, I'll tell you what. Smells like a campfire in here. My doors open last night when I was camping. And the smoke was basically blowing right into it. All right, I gotta take a look at maps. Figure out where I'm going from here. I know there's a pretty big reservoir that way. So that might be where we end up at, but I'm gonna see what else is around here before we pick a spot. So I'm gonna do that, and I'll see you guys a little bit farther down the road. Bumpy. All right, y'all, found a nice spot. As you can see, we're right on a lake here. Be able to listen to the water lapping at the broken concrete all night. So that's nice. Yeah. Hopefully this isn't slippery. Really wish I had my fishing pole with me. I know somebody's gonna say something about it. I put 2 of them in the van, but they were both one-piece rods before this trip, and like they just don't fit, and they go into the back area. I need to get some nicer 2-piece or travel rods to put in there. Probably a good travel rod to put under the bed. I've got that one Eagle Claw, but it's super floppy, and I'd like to get one that's more of a medium action. Anyways, is what it is. I'll pick something up. But yeah, if I put them in the front seat, like how I always have them in the truck, dude, they're dangling like way back here. I'd be hitting my head on them all the time, and it would just annoy me. But grab this firewood tote. Alright, we're chilling. Hopefully the couple of stupid flies that have been driving around with me leave. Either that or I'll just end up getting more in there because I won't close my doors until later. But yeah, not a bad spot. Fire pit's a little crusty. A little bit of trash, but that's all paper. It'll burn. I'm not worried about it. Yeah, chilling. Ooh, there's a little itty bitty bunny rabbit. You guys probably won't be able to see him. Gonna have a nice view though. Stoked on that. So I'm gonna try making the old Cincinnati spaghetti tonight. Need to get that cooking up because use the fire to boil the water at least. Well, I guess I could use my jet boil, but also need to heat up the can of chili to try that out. So I'm excited to give it a whirl. It's funny that there's actually chili or whatever it is, it's got to be chili that's like specifically for this, and there's recipes on the back. But let that go for a bit. Enjoy the old lake view here. A little bit of a breeze would be nice, but it ain't too bad. Guess I can give you guys a forecast. It's 6:38. It's currently 81 degrees, and the low tonight is only 67. So it's going to be pretty warm all night. I mean, it'll be 70 degrees till 4 a.m. So it's not going to be the greatest night, but could be worse. Could always be worse. Well, this dang flies in here. I got the thing set up. I left my doors open too long. At least 3 of them. Anyways. Alright, we've got our Gold Star chili. And like I said, on this thing it gives you recipes. 3-way chili, chili served over spaghetti topped with mild cheddar cheese. 4-way chili, chili served over spaghetti topped with red beans or onions and mild cheddar cheese. So I got an onion. We've got some biscuit here, and I just gotta figure out how I want to do this. I feel like it's gonna take forever to boil water over the fire, but might be the easiest way to do it. We shall see. I don't typically just put my the can right on the fire, but I think that's what I'm gonna do. Fork. probably all I need. I don't know. I'll just take the whole cooler out there though. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna set it on the grill grate. We'll see how this turns out. I think I've only done spaghetti maybe, or any kind of spaghetti once at camp. I can't remember. Sounds like somebody's about to go by on the boat. We've got Barilla spaghetti and some cheese. Might as well grab water that's not cold. Shoe fly. For a little extra spice, normally people put like salt in their water. If you watch the last video, I've got this jalapeno rub. We'll just give her a little dash of that because that's going to have a little salt in it. Keep our fingers crossed this doesn't take an hour to boil. Alright, other than that, just gotta chop up my onion. I guess we can toss this on there and peel the label off. Suppose I could put this in the other pot. Yeah, let's do it the right way. We're going to use our other pot here. It's runny. And just because I like the spice, we're going to put a little bit of that in there too. I don't have an extra lid. That's got holes in it, but keep that back a little ways since I know that's going to take quite a while to boil. I never know how much spaghetti to actually cook, but yeah. It's also got 5-way chili, chili served over spaghetti topped with red beans, onions, and cheddar cheese. So the difference between 4-way and 5-way is just red beans or onions, or red beans and onions. I didn't get a thing of red beans, but yeah. Gold Star Chili, a Cincinnati original, and they've got a picture of it on the front. Chili straight over spaghetti with a healthy portion of cheese. Well, that's what we're doing. Probably could have waited with the chili, honestly, but it'll be fine. All right, just a waiting game. Grab sharp cheddar, and we'll go ahead and get our onion chopped up a little bit. Don't know how it's supposed to be chopped, like finely chopped or what, but but I feel like we need a healthy portion of it. Just regular old white onion. Probably enough. One for me though. See how our dirty chili water. Oh yeah, we're going. You can see the seasoning in there. I never know how much spaghetti to make, so I'm probably gonna make too much, but it's all right. Like that. Think that's enough. I'll hold myself from breaking it in half. I'll just let it do its thing. A little extra. Set myself a timer so I do it right here. 10 minutes for perfect al dente. All right, let's see if we can drain this. Of course, I only have one pot holder. Guess maybe I can use my koozie. See if we can do this without burning ourselves. Spilling our pasta. All right, let's see how this turned out. That probably could have made even more. I'm a chubby guy. And next up is our chili. It's a runny chili, that's for sure. And what's next? Do we do onions next or do we do cheese next? Probably onions to get it all in there. Somebody from Cincinnati's got to chime in and tell me what I'm doing wrong here, but... And then I guess it's supposed to have a healthy portion of cheese on there. By healthy, I mean a lot. I like cheese anyways, so we're gonna go in thick. All right, here we go, y'all. What, 3-way, 4-way Cincinnati chili? Cincinnati spaghetti? Am I saying it wrong? 4-way. We're having 4-way Cincinnati spaghetti. I gotta grab another drink. Wow. Good old liquid death. Well, it looks tasty. It's definitely a lot of food, but just go in for a bite here. I like that. I never would have thought about putting chili on spaghetti, but that's great. This would definitely burrito. I could absolutely wrap this up in a tortilla and eat it. It's what I do at home a lot of times with leftover chili is I'll put it in a tortilla, a little bit of ranch on there. Looks like I didn't drain it well enough, but it'll be fine. Some of that's probably from the chili too, because that was pretty runny. Could drink that out of there. A little bit of chili water. That's tasty, y'all. I gotta give it up to them. If you've never heard of this, I guess it's like a staple out there. And that's good. Super simple. The chili is definitely a runnier chili, and there's no beans in it. So in all reality, it's just kind of like your normal meat sauce, but it's got a different flavor than like a, you know, a regular spaghetti sauce. So if you got chili with beans in it, I guess you're already then having 4-way chili. And if you added the onions, you'd have 5-way spaghetti chili. This would be a good carbo load for somebody running a marathon. I'd say give it a try. I'd eat this again. It's almost like reminds me of what some people would call a struggle meal, but that's good. It's just a different kind of spaghetti sauce, really. I guess the cheese is a little different, but on spaghetti, people put Parmesan cheese on that, so I just need a piece of bread to sop up the juice. I don't have any bread with me. And the onion's a good touch. I'm glad I did that. Can't really say I taste the jalapeno stuff I put in there, but I didn't use a ton of it. But I'm sure overall it added some flavor. Well, what are your thoughts on that? I think it's good. Let me know in the comments below if this is something you've had before. So I believe it was somebody in the comments that suggested it. We were talking about at some point, and somebody said this, and then this showed up in the P.O. box. Maybe it was on the last, like, 2 lives back or something like that. I don't even remember at this point. But yeah, if you've ever had it, let me know. Because I'm sure there's other ways that you can do this, but if you haven't tried it, I would tell you to give it a whirl. It's super simple, dude. Just get a can of chili and some spaghetti and, you know, a little bit of cheese on there. And that filled me up. I inhaled that in probably like 5 minutes, 10 minutes at best. And really a simple camp meal also, you know. You could go without the onion and whatever. I mean, you could really even go without the cheese and just have a can of chili and the spaghetti. But cheers, y'all. So I've got these that were sent into the P.O. box, dish wipes, and it says it's a clean camp dish wipe, soap and water alternative, cleans dishes and cookware, no rinsing necessary. I did use a paper towel and get like pretty much got everything out of these, but I'll give it a wipe down with one of these, see what it's all about. Try not to pull 5 of them out of there. Did get 2, it's all right. Smell good. Looks like it's basically just a wet wipe. But that looks like it's working. Spaghetti is usually horrible to try to get out of your plates and stuff. I will probably still wash these at home before the next trip, but in a pinch, I feel like these would work great. And you can actually tell, like, even with this, it's kind of pulling like the oily residue out. Wonder if we'll get the burn all the soot off the bottom. Probably not. No. It's decent though. Probably some kind of disinfectant in there. Chilling. If I turn this on for 2 seconds, look at the amount of bugs that show up. I can't have a light on out here. It's wild. Look at that. Oh, I gotta shut that off. I think it's about time to head into the van. Yeah. Just gonna try to get some nice night shots and stuff out there, but man, as soon as I turned the light on, they started going crazy. Oh, there's a couple of them in here. I could hear them. The lights on in here. Hey, turned on white. I don't understand these things. Sometimes they're sometimes they turn on red, sometimes they turn on white. I don't know. I don't understand it. Did you hear the bug get zapped behind you? I think I'm gonna leave that thing on all night. Whew. It is warmish. That one popped open. Other than the warm weather, it's been gorgeous. Get a little fan action going on. Well, it's been a great day. Oh, and that's my wife calling. Hello.
Hello.
I'll be back in a minute. Alright, talked to the wife for 49 minutes. It's gotten late. But I'm going to toss a movie on. I'll probably fall asleep to it. Honestly. What I've got one on Amazon called I Like Movies. And I like movies. So we'll see what this is about. I think it's a kid. Yeah. A socially inept 17-year-old cinephile gets a job at a video store where he forms a complicated friendship with his manager. 4 out of 5 stars. From 2024. Like I said, I'm getting tired. But we'll see what this is about. Chill out for a little while before I crash out. See if we can get I think I got most of the flies. There's mayflies and stuff out there, and that might be what I was hearing. Maybe that's all the little bugs were like the mayfly hatch. I don't know when that happens. I feel like that would have happened already though. I don't know. Perfect lights. Can't get over how perfect these are.
Okay.
That's Jones Soda. Huh.
Yeah, no, I
Morning. Sun's just starting to come up out there. Bugs. I had to shut that bug zapper off because it'll scare you. I thought I was going to be able to fall asleep with that thing on, and then it only took a couple of zaps before I realized I had to shut that thing off for the night. But, oh man. Sun's coming up. I heard some raccoons outside at some point. That noise they make, like I couldn't replicate that right now if I wanted to, but there was a raccoon or two out there for sure. I shined my light out the window and I couldn't see them, but I was about to open the door because the bugs outside last night were crazy. Oh. I think I'm just gonna get my junk rounded up. We'll head on down the road and hit a gas station. Get some coffee. I've got a bit of a drive today, so I'm just trying to get on the road early instead of sitting around here. Oh, I gotta get my chair, my wood toe. And close my windows. Feels nice out here. It's all moist. Should have taken it in last night. A little hazy, a little fog coming off the Wawada. Dead mayflies. Yeah, it's gorgeous out here. I don't think the sun's even popped over the horizon. I think it's going to pop up right there. Just a little hazy. Like, I think you guys might be able to see that. I don't know if there was something, maybe it was the raccoons in the water, but something was splashing around a little bit last night too. Of course, that could have just been like some bigger waves coming through and crashing on the bank. I don't know. Oh, it's time to get out of here. Foggy on my windshield. It's foggy out here. Alright, made it to a gas station. Got a fat breakfast burrito and a nice cup of coffee from Casey's. I got, oh, at this point, probably about a 3-hour drive home. But it's been a good trip. I really enjoyed that fort yesterday. It's always interesting to see those places and just to think of the history of what happened there, you know, and the fact that those places still exist in the world that we live in, where as soon as something is no longer useful, they typically just tear it down. So it's nice to see those places preserved. And of course, the Cincinnati spaghetti was tasty last night. Like I said, give that a whirl. I mean, if you like spaghetti regularly, or chili, I don't think you're going to hate it at all. And, you know, it's one of those things you can add multiple things to. I had planned to put jalapenos on it, but I completely forgot to get one. I guess I could have saved some from the day before, but it is what it is. But on that note, I think I'm just going to close it out here. Give the video a like if you thought it was cool, obviously, or don't. Hit the website up for some merch if you want some, and stay tuned for the next adventure. I'll see you in a bit.